What about it, Soap? Say hello, public. Yeah, we're going to start this one early tonight, guys, because we have definitely got to cook this salmon tonight. It is tonight, or it has to go straight into the bin. And we cook on a little gas cooker. We're cooking on gas, just like this channel. But anyway, the the gas cooker is very noisy, so I fear it will disturb the stream. Anyway, I don't think we're quite on the penultimate episode of this segment, the Wendi Adelson. Oh, by the way, we have to share some exciting news with you all today. We are releasing Wendi Adelson sock puppets in the merch. Share the merch. Yeah, let's see if we can find their comment. Where it was a very kind comment. Well, I'll come back to it later. But yeah, sock puppets. Because yes, well, basically somebody said that Wendi Adelson sounds like a sock puppet. And I had already said that I don't really find her attractive. I mean, I can see that she looks attractive, but I don't know. And if you look at some pictures of her, all of her key features, I mean, they're kind of bulbous. I don't even think they're classically attractive. So it's nothing to do with my taste. But yeah, I think what people are seeing who say she's attractive is this projected aura that she's used throughout her life to con and lie and cheat and burn everyone that she's ever encountered. Well, yeah. So anyway, someone said that she looks like and sounds like a sock puppet. And yeah, I said, I think I might make one, for the show to introduce on the show. Maybe we could have a little Wendi Adelson General Isom sock puppet play. We could, and yeah, they sent a comment right back to say, listen, make it, sell it. So I'm sure you're all very pleased to hear the news that these will soon be available for your purchase. Anyway, let's get into it. We're 2 hours and 57 minutes in. I have no idea what's going on. Jane's been in the room and she's labeled Lacasse. We did the whole, oh, I didn't even think about Jeff. What did she say? I hope to God not. Is he this much of a lunatic? I hope to God not. Ugh, can you imagine? Just try and take yourself to that place. Say, how do we kill Professor Markel? Well, if we kill him, the cops are going to be looking for his killer. And they'll want to put on a good show. This is not some black drug dealer. That gets shot in the ghetto. This guy's from the northeast of Tallahassee, okay? He is a professor at Florida State, y'all. Protect the money. The police force love to protect the money and the status. They should love the Adelsons. They're like, where do you live? Icon building. Well, cleared of all wrongdoing. If you live in the Icon Tower in Miami, there, and you are a dentist, in fact, your whole family are evil dentists, then, we love you. In fact, we want you in office. Would you like to be mayor of our town? Anyway, yeah, Jane's in and Jeffrey Lacasse has been labeled, so we're going to jump right into it. Let's go. Enough of this preamble.
You mind if I sit in this chair?
Oh, please do.
Jane, I'm sorry. I don't know that his family knows yet. Did they get that information?
We're working on that now. What we do usually as a law enforcement agency, we don't like to tell people that over the phone if we can try to avoid it, just because it's kind of shocking news. And we usually
So can you tell
what we're
law
trying
enforcement there to go to the
correct.
house?
That's what we're trying to do now.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, because we don't know, especially people's conditions and how they're going to react. So if someone gets so upset that they have a heart attack or something, we want, not just be on the phone.
It's better to have a human.
Yeah, I'm really glad we had a victim advocate with a degree in social studies to explain that to us. Yeah, when some people get told that their son, who was in his early 40s, was just shot in the face and is in critical death condition, with their doctors have just given up. They're giving him pain management. That's the best they can do. Some people, when told that news, get upset.
Mm-hmm. But they're working on that now.
Yes.
So it's an actual fact that he's not going to survive these injuries.
That's what General Isom.
Yes, Investigator Isom. Yeah, that's what
He's not a general.
Investigator.
Whatever.
Okay, that whatever. I think that's one of the first big indicators that this victim advocate is not comfortable with what she's seeing. Look at that grin on Wendy's face. Can you see the ecstasy? I mean, serotonin is piping through her spine at 100 miles an hour. That is a big grin. And then she makes this joke. Oh, he's not a general. Oh, I'm such a clown. I'm like Phoebe. That's her kind of character, isn't it? This quirky Phoebe from Friends, Phoebe Buffet. The victim advocate, although not explicit yet, is that there was a hand gesture and a vocal dismissal. Whatever. We're not clowning around, It's Investigator Isom, and I love General Isom. We're going to be doing General Isom t-shirts, guys. Yeah, we got the amount of t-shirts that can come out of this case. I don't know, mugs, whatever. Let's just all get the t-shirt. Yeah, General Isom. Yeah, we need to start making a list, but we'll be sure to let you all know when it's available.
Sometimes that's okay.
I was just like in the car with it. I'm like, what is your name? What do I do?
Okay.
I saw that one from Kara.
Let's just see the victim advocate do that dismissal again.
Isom.
Yes, Investigator Isom. Yeah, that's what
He's not a general.
Investigator.
Whatever. Sometimes that's okay.
I was just like in the car with it. I'm like, what is your name? What do I do?
Okay.
I saw that one from Kara. If you need to.
Hair twiddle. Again, she loves to twiddle her hair, this girl. The body language, everything. Don't you get the impression that this is like... that Wendi is like a teacher? I don't know if it's because there's this whiteboard behind them, but it feels like she's the teacher and that the victim advocate is like a really keen student, that sort of feels on a level with the teacher, but also idolizes them. I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but just through the body language, that's what I get.
Call her, you can. You're not being held hostage here. Just tell her.
Held hostage here. Sympathy for the devil. God. And like, oh, victim advocate, could you please tell me that I'm not a hostage so that I can confirm again that no one suspects me?
So we're in the process right now, and to do that, generally we have to film the telegraph that we send to the other agency, kind of give them the information on who to make contact. It's very old school as we started working here.
I know that it's not like well, I don't know what's happening right now, but like as of a little bit ago, it wasn't definitive. Do they want to wait until it's definitive? Or do they
Yeah, I asked for hourly updates, and we just need to get a real definitive on this, guys. The markets are going to be closing, and we need to get our stock shares in order ASAP. I'm talking yesterday. Now you go.
want him to like
that's what
They
sounds
want to
pretty.
get in contact with them because I think some decisions need to be made, and because they're his parents, they would be his next
Next
of
of
kin.
kin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get in touch with them and say, listen, do you want us to pull the plug or not? Oh, none of this is funny, of course. I mean, it's horrifying, but and sad and repugnant and all the rest of it. But it's the absurdity. You have to drop your jaw at the absurdity of what is going on here, like what we all know. I mean, who is out there questioning the validity of this? I mean, questioning the genuity of this. Genuity? Engine? Who is questioning whether this is genuine, really? I mean, the victim advocate's not.
So he's still alive, but he's maybe on life support or some such thing.
I don't know
You
the
don't
medical
know.
terms around it, but it's from what Investor Isom was telling her, it does not look
He was shot in the head.
from what was Investor Isom.
I said that and he didn't answer it.
So it's just he was very badly
He shot.
multiple times, maybe badly.
When I think he did say that there was trauma to his face. And that's
I
when
was
you were
saying I
asking
wanted
about
the
showing the
kids.
boy.
I wanted the kids
Yes, you
to be with him, but not if he
yeah.
looks scary.
And not if he's. I mean, there's nothing to be.
I know. I just thought he might be like.
No, I know.
I got the feeling he might be a little bit alive.
Right.
And if he's a little bit alive, I wanted him to like touch
be
the
able to
kids
see
one
the
more
children, right?
time.
But he's apparently beyond that. Like he probably hasn't.
Yeah. If it really depended how alive he was. Like if he was mostly not alive, then probably not take the kids if it's scary. But if he's a little bit alive, and maybe we could get one more picture of the kids with their dad, with Abba. Maybe one of them could hold his jaw up that's hanging off his face where the bullet went. And if the kids could maybe get their hands like bloody and then hold up their palms of their hands to the camera, we could get one last shot of them with their dad as a memory. You sicko, you sick woman.
From what Investor Isom said, correct, yes.
Look at now we're doing what are we calling this? I'm calling this the angry cow. That's what cows do. Like if you go near their what do you call them? Their the baby cow, the calf. They do this. They tilt their neck back a little bit, eyes down, and do this nostril thing.
He's
From what he was saying, I wouldn't.
He was found in a really dreadful state, and he has not come out of any.
And that head bob, that is exactly right. Next time you see a cow, make it angry, and you see if it doesn't do that exact head bob nostril flare.
He ended that phase. Oh, Wendi, good Lord. Have you called your parents, Dawn?
No, after we're just.
Did she call her parents?
They have.
I don't see. They have her phone.
But
I know their number.
Yeah, I know their number. It's number 1, Miami. I just ask for Adelson. I pick up the phone and I say, call main base.
Number.
I didn't know.
But I wanted to see is, Jane's come up with the suggestion. Can she call her parents live on film, on recording? And is Wendi gonna dissuade this idea or push for it to happen? Let's try and see where her angle goes, because she couldn't have expected her to say that at this time. Her mind wasn't prepped for that right then, This is her thinking on her feet, which you gotta say, not a lot of people would even have the balls to do this, let alone anywhere near her. You have to be a psychopath to be able to do this, in my opinion. So, of course a lot of people can't do it because most people have empathy and a sense of, just moral, what is right and wrong, and things that are good to do and things that are bad to do. And, through going through their lives have learned that when they do bad things, they don't feel good. And, but that doesn't happen with Wendi or her whole family, it seems. Anyway, let's try and spot the moment where Wendi either dissuades the idea to call her parents live on film and on recording, or runs with it. Okay?
I can't wait.
I don't see.
We're just.
Did she call her parents?
They have.
I don't see. They have her phone.
But
Yeah, but I know
you
their
their number.
I do know my family's number.
I don't
Know the answer?
I don't know that. I don't want to say yes. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm
but
gonna go to the bathroom and come back. Do you need to my suspect? You need to
no,
watch me.
no, I don't need to watch.
More confirmation. Yeah, do you need to watch me pee? Because I don't even know how that works, because I'm just a Cambridge law graduate, with a professorship in whatever what is it called, a PhD, right? Yeah, I'm just a PhD. You're just your average. I don't know anything about this process. I only did a semester of criminal law, even though I represented victims of violent crime. Yeah, but my feeling is, I mean, has she just said she needs to go pee to buy herself some time for the decision whether to run with it or dissuade it?
Okay, I'll be back.
What I'll do too is I'll just check and see if you can call your
Yeah.
parents. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I don't see any issue with it.
I just think they're gonna want to come up.
Well, and you're gonna want them here.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we know the answer to that. But she's so quick on that. I think she's given consideration, at least herself, if not discussed it with her family, that yes, she is prepared to call them on film. I guess they would have discussed it because the mother would need to be aware that she might get a call. And I guess she was also prepared for Wendi to be in cuffs and, being booked into jail, because surely that could have happened. Interesting.
Yeah.
So they
I
need
want
to,
them-
they need to get in the car right now and they need to come up. Yes, that's what.
Yeah, but it's really about get them here so that they can take me back to Miami. And then we don't know whose decision it was. If Wendi was just going to leave on her own, even in this situation, that would look prepared, wouldn't it? Like it was, you don't think about whether it was someone else. If someone else is, especially if they're her parents, who are going to want to, well, it's a shut door. It's family, Pretty smart part of the plan, really.
What needs to happen, because they can stay with you at your house.
And they can
We
help me
can,
with the
we
boys.
just try to figure out if you're safe to be in the house.
Yeah.
Whether you need 24-hour protection and the National Guard to be choppered in and a SWAT team in your dining room. We can tick all those boxes just as soon as you get back from the bathroom.
Hey, it's me. So I'm just updating you. Danny is expected to die. Gunshot wounds.
Imagine, not a lot of people make that call. I guess she's calling her husband. She said something about her husband earlier that he checked on Google, so she's updating him. Danny is expected to die of gunshot wounds. What's that husband thinking, who's not in the moment under the Wendi Adelson spell? You know, his mind's probably going there, right?
Don't tell anybody else, just keep it to yourself. But I know that you're.
Yeah, don't tell anyone else. He's straight on the phone afterward. You won't believe what I've just heard. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's right. No, he's Wendi. Of course, I mean they've been interviewing her as a suspect, and I have suggested Jeff Lacasse.
Yeah, in big. Why don't you just write it on the board? Jeff Lacasse. Very jealous. Oh, you should have seen him in where was it? Orlando? Where did they go? Oh, Gainesville. You should have seen him in Gainesville. He was a maniac. And then at the coffee house when I met up with Daniel Sack, he was there where he always is. You know what he was doing? Buying coffee.
My contribution, and also suggested that we get a rabbi over there because he's alone. He doesn't have family here. This is really terrible. It's really terrible. There's nothing you can do that I can think of when he's got. I mean, they brought me here to get the kids, but I thought, God,
What can you do? Get some wine. Get some wine at the house. Make sure there's at least 2 bottles of wine. Don't open them.
the poor children, they won't know me, and actually it's probably better that I'm, here with Wendi. I'm sitting here with the victim advocate and now the investigator, and I'm gonna get off the phone. I will, all right, I don't.
Okay, I appreciate you coming up here.
I'll get out of your way.
It's time to go.
Okay.
We got some more stuff we have
Yeah,
to take care
yeah,
of. But I really appreciate you coming up here and talking to him. And
and I've suggested to you that you look at Jeff Lacasse.
that's what Sarah was saying. I'm not sure who that guy is,
Well,
but
she'll tell you about it. And
is she gonna tell me everything?
I imagine.
How perfect is that? I imagine she will. Everything about Jeff Lacasse. Very jealous. Underline it. I want to put the cuffs on him myself. Could you imagine? I would just, wouldn't it be just so incredible if we could travel back in time to the walk in the park or whatever, where Jane where Wendi prepped Jane. Oh, you can imagine it so clearly in your head, can't you? And this Jane is just the biggest sucker. I wonder what the relationship with Jeff Lacasse was like after this.
And she will. I mean, she's been Danny's a jealous guy, Jeff is a jealous
Okay.
guy. That as a social worker, I would
Okay,
be.
well, let me ask you this. If Jeff is the new guy, why would he do it?
Just because this is something I wouldn't say in front of Wendi.
Okay.
I thought you said it's something I wouldn't say. I'm like, I'm right here.
You see, I think that's the first time she's left the room, right? And she was uncuffed, unattended, nothing, right? Just went to the bathroom. And now she's really, really on her high horse. You know, she's totally free. It's confirmed. Danny's about to die. General Isom's back here. He's going to give me more credible information than this grade student to my right. I'm not saying I think that, by the way. Let me rephrase that. I'm not saying I think that. That's what Wendi thinks, which is clear.
Doing the kind of work I do, I would think, there's this person, and then
Okay.
He loves Wendi. Danny makes Wendy's life very difficult. Wendi is currently making his life very difficult.
Look at that pose she's doing. The wrap yourself in something warm, wearing a male. That's what you do when in the films when a man gives the woman his coat that's too big and wraps it around her because she's cold, right? Doesn't that just look so, what is the word? Childlike, delicate, feminine, vulnerable, small. I think vulnerable is the thing. Innocent, that is such a, I think it's child's pose, or is that a yoga position? Soap, is it a yoga position? You're the expert. Tell us, Soap. Speak to your public.
I don't know him to be a lunatic, but he's a jealous guy.
Okay. All right.
That's what I would
That's
say. He's
Yeah, and he loves the John Lennon song. He's always listening to that song. I'm just a jealous guy.
my colleague, so he's somebody I think of as a decent guy.
That would be who now?
Jeff Lacoste is my
Okay.
colleague.
Okay. All right.
Are you leaving?
Yes, I'm being kicked out.
Oh, really?
Really. But I can come get you if you need me.
Okay.
Okay? So if you can't drive, it's no problem.
What's your number, Jane, so I can give you a call?
321-4657. I'm happy to come get you. I'm happy to come get you. You need to talk to these guys.
Can you make sure someone goes to see Danny? I guess they're gonna do
You're
that.
gonna
That's
do
not
that,
your
right?
job.
You're gonna make sure that there's
I know Sergeant Baldwin, when I was out there, I didn't talk to her when
It's
you
really
they were
critical
working on that.
that he be blessed today.
Oh,
It's absolutely
okay.
critical.
Gotcha.
Wendy went cold on that, didn't she? She does not want to be in front of Sergeant Baldwin. She knows that Sergeant Baldwin, do you remember the kind of bigger lady that reminds us of the female detective in Jodi Arias's Interrogation? Kind of just this, I don't know, it's the type of woman that's never impressed by the delicate little flower girl act. Sees right through it every time, and Wendy knows that. So she wants Sergeant Baldwin to stay away. And when the victim advocate mentioned Sergeant Baldwin, Wendy just zipped the mouth and then completely looks away. Look at that. She could not be looking further away. Look at that. Look at that pose of Jane. Doesn't that look so theatrical? She's like a, what do you call it? A lady in waiting. Like for Anne Boleyn. This Wendi Adelson is Anne Boleyn.
That he see
Okay.
that a rabbi go there. Absolutely critical.
Right.
Okay,
Alright,
bye. Thank you for coming.
Okay. I am available to you. I'm going now, but
Yeah.
this is a process, and you're gonna move through it.
Okay.
I'm glad. Thanks very much. And these guys are very generous to let me come in here at all. So thanks very much for
You're welcome.
that.
I'll be back.
Bye-bye.
I think he'll just ask you some more questions and they just need to, they don't, and sometimes, friends and family try to help, but sometimes they
No, it was good that
tell their side or, and that was good. Sorry.
Oh, Wendy's having a big reset here. Look. She knew what she was doing with Jane. And she knows that she's kind of been more distant with the victim advocate. So she's lost that connection. What happened to, we could be sisters, we have the same blue eyes, we have the same skirt, what happened to all that? Wendy's like, okay, back to the act. Where are we? What stage are we at? Just look at her brain working. Can you see it? Is it just me? Her brain is working.
Right, so cold in here and I was irresponsible to not read a jacket.
I'm not
sooner.
sure if it's cold in here. I was like shaking from the moment the officers came into the restaurant and were like not
Right, that's
telling
not a
me what
normal
was going
situation.
on. And so I didn't know what it was. I knew it wasn't good. And so I feel like my body started shaking.
Oh, yeah? What, when you were at lunch at Mosaic and a team of detectives burst into the restaurant and came to your table, you knew it wasn't good? I bet it was really exciting, though. Imagine her keeping an eye on the door, you know. Would you like some black pepper on your pumpkin ravioli? I bet she loves pumpkin ravioli, huh?
A few hours ago. I don't know if I'm actually cold, but thank you for the jacket.
Well, it's generally, I don't have goosebumps yet, but usually I get goosebumps in this room.
Really? I thought she was freezing earlier. Shivering. She doesn't know what I think she's got some drugs in her system, you know. And then, you know, or at least smelt something. Smelling salt or ammonia to get this puffy face, these eyes. Doing a lot of rubbing as well. But, you know, her body and the adrenaline is temperature up and down.
Room, so it might be warmer than normal, but I think nerves. And then they said that they should be done with your phone very soon too, and then that's fine.
Will they just sort of, can I get an update from like, I just want to make sure the kids are not freaking out. Like, I don't know what Lynn told them, and I trust her very much, but like, is there any way to just get an update on my kids to make sure I know they're okay, like they're in good hands, but I don't know.
Here we go again with CEO Wendi. Now she's having her secretary. Yeah, look, could we just get an update on the kids? Could you run and do that for me? Be a doll. Would you be a doll?
No, I mean, just to make sure like they're not being told like
Too much information at once.
yeah, or just like, where's mommy? I would like them to say like, mommy's at a work meeting or something.
Right, okay.
Like, just something that the kids would understand. Like, sometimes mommy's at work, so they get the idea of like,
Okay.
I mean, they would wonder why is mommy at work at this hour, but something.
Yeah. These kids that are 3 and 4 years old, they're going to be wondering why mommy is at work at this hour. They're going to be looking at their watches, and they're going to say, "What? At 7:30? No way!" Because these kids really keep an eye on the clock at 3 and 4 years old. You know. Yeah. They what? She must be sleeping with her boss. Bet that happened more than once, huh? Few late nights at the office for Wendi.
Let me check on that, okay?
I'm not trying to create more work for you.
You're not creating more. This is kind of what I'm here for.
In other words, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or boss you around, but I just can't help see you as less than me. I'm an Adelson, and you're nothing.
Right now, exactly what I'm here for, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and can I get a scotch on the rocks? Actually, cancel that. Bourbon. Bullet bourbon. And no ice. Because I'm cold enough. We say that every day, I think. I think that's the catchphrase of the show. By the way, how is the audio tonight, guys? People keep commenting on the audio saying, you're too loud, you're too quiet. Is it too loud or too quiet? I hear different things. So if you're not satisfied, feel free to you know, file it under Kiss My. Doesn't she look like she's doing a turtleneck pose? Which is kind of funny, isn't it? Because isn't that another term for having a shit or needing a shit? I think I heard Fat Bastard say that in Austin Powers 2. I've got a turtle head poking out, right? I guess that's where the shit is. Okay, well, you get the idea. But so that's what she looks like now. Like if you turned her upside down, it would be a turtle head, right? Literally and figuratively. But she also had that pig, right? Where you squeeze it and it shits. little rubber pig on her keyring, and you squeeze it, and she would be sitting in class depressed over the marriage, and the only thing that would keep her happy, or maybe she was depressed just by living in Tallahassee, but the only thing that would keep her happy and make her smile would when she would hold this pig and squeeze it and watch the shit come out. And you're telling me we're not dealing with a complete psychopath? Gonna have to do some skipping. I can't look at this turtle head all night. Oh, it's popped out. Flush. Flush. God, where's General Isom when you need him? Oh.
Joanna, who's been in and out of here, the female, she is just to get some back. She's our special victims investigator, which means she does all the child and sexual assault and those types of crimes.
Yeah.
And she spoke to Lynn, and Lynn's very well aware that
Mine also has an MSW.
Everyone does. It seems like sometimes. So very aware that they don't know, what's going on, not to disclose anything,
Yeah,
overly.
but Lynn knows.
I don't know what Joanna's. I mean, Lynn knows something's up and something's wrong, and I'm sure Lynn and like everyone else needs to do nowadays probably Googled or looked at the news,
Yeah.
So
doesn't this victim advocate just drop the ball every time? I don't think that's just a coincidence. I don't think that she's not good at her job. I think Wendi has got a very good way to sense when she can ask a question that the victim advocate will not know, and a way to do it innocently, so that it just undermines her confidence. She is breaking this victim advocate down bit by bit.
Oh, and I think she does know it involves obviously being
Here.
And then also she they did get in touch
With the rabbi?
with one of the rabbis, yes. So I believe so, yes.
Great.
And then if nothing else, even the hospital usually has.
Hi.
That's his cell phone number.
Okay.
I spoke with him and he's going up there.
Good.
I spoke with the hospital and they have already had somebody come by. They've already had a rabbi come by.
Really?
Because they have
I wonder who
chaplains. They have chaplains of all different denominations.
Just on call.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of Jews in town.
I don't know, but he is going
Thank God.
and that's his cell phone.
Okay.
I told him you would probably
See what I said about Sergeant Baldwin? Wendi not being confident, there is no eye contact. Very still, like she's standing in front of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Don't move. He can't see us if we don't move.
touch base and reach out to him
Honestly,
whenever. No.
I
Okay.
I don't really have a great relationship with him.
Okay.
He was abusive to me.
So he's not really who I want to talk to right
That's
now. I
fine.
just want to make sure he's
The
giving
other
Danny
rabbi
what
that you
he
gave
needs.
me is out of town.
I have a great relationship with him.
Okay.
Ooh. Have they slept together? Because I think she slept with everybody.
Yeah, he's on his voicemail. It said he's out of town
It's on
until.
Facebook. He's with his Greg.
Yeah, so would be in and out.
Oh, I bet look, it would be in and out. She can't help but crease a smile there. Watch that again in slow motion.
He was like
It's on
until.
Facebook. He's with his Greg.
Yeah, so would be in and out. He was like, is there anybody else in the community I need to reach out to? And I said, as of right now, so.
I think I had somebody get to his parents in case they want.
Yeah, have them. They would probably want to talk to the rabbi. So,
Okay.
I'm really glad he's going over there. I can't talk to him right now.
Okay. And and that's fine. And I mean, he asked about you and asked if there was anything you needed, and okay, so
Are they talking about Schneuer Eurichman? Just thinking about that today when Wendi says that's actually his name as a kind of light-hearted gesture, but it's actually really, I mean, especially in the circumstances, but just anyway, what she's really saying there is, can you believe this guy has got such a stupid name? That's, what else does it mean? And, you know, it's just a traditional Jewish name. I think she hates the whole, what does she call it? The local Jewish stuff, the Jew stuff. These are the most anti-Semitic Jews. They're always talking about Nazis and Hitler Youth, and I mean, they've got this obsession.
and I said, well, you know, I may have her, you know, if she wants.
No kosher foods. They love cheeseburgers and pizza, and you know, they're just. I've seen pictures with Harvey and Donna where they're at some kind of Jewish event, a ceremony, maybe a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah or whatever. I'm not good with the names of these things, but I think that's all just a business thing, right? They're there for customers and networking. What else are they there for? It's not. Anyway.
To reach out, and he's like, absolutely, anything, you know, that's needed, so.
Thank you.
No problem. And don't worry, Lynn, we spoke. She knows the children don't know what's going on.
And she
and
knows,
She knows that he was seriously injured. And that
did she seem okay? Like, is she with
Yeah.
Alan? Are they
no,
together?
I talked with Alan.
Uh-huh.
She was out when I got him.
Okay.
Apparently he just does not answer his cell phone. He's like, let me give you my cell phone. I was like, I called it twice. So she was out somewhere. She wasn't at home when I got a hold of him.
Okay.
So he said, let me call her. I'll have her come. So she came by herself, but she had talked to him. She was fine. Cool as a cucumber.
Okay.
She's, you know, and just for time's sake, I knew Jane was up here with you. I was going to bring her up, but just, it was
No,
at 5:30 getting her out to get the kids.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
knows the kids don't know anything. And it was going to be, you know, mom's running late. Aunt Lynn, it's McDonald's time, whatever the
Okay.
case may be.
That sounds great.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I'm sorry, my face is so red. I told her.
It's McDonald's time. Do your kids have any dietary requirements? No. In fact, they only eat cheeseburgers and pepperoni pizza.
I was laughing because my rear end sticking
And shellfish.
up, you know, bending over, getting the seats. I was like, oh, I'm sure 7th Avenue is loving
Did you
this.
see all the Cheerios that are on that car?
We did. At least you know.
I know
Can be
it's
all decked
there.
out.
I meant to
No,
clean the car
please.
this week. No, I'm glad I didn't because it would look like I was trying to erase a crime scene.
Well, and the funny thing was that we said, I don't know which car seat goes to which. And when we were walking up, I said, okay, I have the left, you have the right. And then we sat him down and she and I picked him up and I went, I don't remember
One
which
kid
one
is
was
short
which.
and chunky, and one kid is long and skinny.
So when they get in and it doesn't fit, they'll have to
They'll
figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
Because as we were walking out, I was like, oh, I don't remember which one was which.
Lynn is really great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she was great, and you know, Alan was like, because I was very cryptic with him on the phone. I just don't want to tell him. He's like, do I need to come up there? I'm like, no,
That sounds
no,
like
no.
Alan.
He said, everything's fine.
That's a good
I was like,
invitation.
she's all right. He's like, okay. So
But you
and-
told him that Danny was
I told Lynn more than I told him,
okay.
just because it was on the phone. So I'm sure when Lynn left here, she called. So
Am I just gonna be here for like hours?
I don't think so. I mean, I think
maybe that long. Okay.
I think they're just quite honestly waiting on the phone. Remember how we told you they put it on the machine?
Yeah, that he had to.
Right, to
yeah,
do the phone, and it just takes,
forever.
depending what's on there,
Yeah,
as far as if you have lots of pictures of kids or, you know, it takes some time to do that.
yeah.
And then they actually brought your van back here, and I got the car seats out of that, and I think they were finishing up. So I think
I'm
that's
gonna
all
need
they're
the
waiting.
police help to get the car seats back in.
You may.
I always have them installed here.
Yeah, and you know, on the strap that goes over, we
Yeah.
hooked them. I didn't tighten them as tight as they should be. I was like, here,
You know
can
what?
you see? And she's like, nope, I'm good, because they weren't moving. So
Yeah.
it's definitely,
And did you see all the Cheerios on my seat?
that's why my face is so red, because I've been out there doing that. But I'll touch base with Isom. Hopefully it's not.
We wanted to talk to him about a potential lead, so.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Oh my God. Yeah, I wanted to talk with him about a potential lead. Jeff Lacasse. And she's still, you know, in her mind, Jeff is probably, what, somewhere in South Georgia, driving through the fields. What kind of fields do they have down there? Hills? I think it's hills, right? And she's just like, in her mind, it's like the scene from Thelma and Louise where they get pulled over and he sees the cop with his lights on in the rearview mirror, pulls over. Oh, I don't think I was speeding, officer. Put your hands up! Get out of the car!
Sorry, I know it's a lot of running around and.
I want to talk to my parents and get them up here.
And I told him that, and he said it should be relatively soon that you get your phone back. I don't know.
Not even a request now, just I want to talk to my parents. Get me a phone. Girl, get me a phone, girl.
Why not use someone else's phone?
Yeah, where's your phone, girl? Phone now, give. I'm an Adelson, didn't you know? Can't you tell from my extravagant beauty and my waft of wealth? Highly educated woman over here with a clerkship.
I know, yeah.
Didn't blow anyone to get there. No, I graduated high school a virgin. Yeah, right. Okay.
Did you know the number? Let me go ask again and just be like, can she just call?
Yeah. Do you have a phone, right?
Cell phone?
I can borrow a phone.
Back to Total Head. That was a great new name for her. The Turtle Head. Does no one like that joke? Leave me a like if you like that joke. And share. Share, subscribe. We got so many good videos coming out. We got... Oh, there's going to be like another 3 of these. I hate to leave something unfinished, you know, so got to get through it. We'll do it together with Wendi and General Isom. But after that, we're going to, where are we going? We're going to, well, there's so much to do with this case. Or I might mix it up a bit and go, you know, we got Sarah Boone coming up. We've got more hearings coming up. And, you know, I've been meaning to do that one for years. But you could never, there's always something to do a video about with the Adelsons. I mean, I don't even know what to call this case, because it's like the Magbanowa case, the Adelson case, the Markel case. I think I said the other day, I just like to call it the Professor. Not the case, just the Professor. You know, and personally, I think Professor Markel should have a statue at Florida State University. Does anyone else leave a comment if you think Dan Markel should have a statue at Florida State University. Wouldn't that be cool? We've already passed the Markel Act. That's great. That's a legacy. You know, the man did not deserve what happened to him. So what he does deserve is an act and a statue. Yeah, like, share, leave a comment. Statue, Florida State University, Professor Markel. Much loved, revered law professor. Mercilessly gunned down in his northeastern Tallahassee home by the Nazi-loving, Jew-hating dentists from Miami.
All right.
Okay, back. General Isom, back in the hot seat.
How you doing?
How you doing? Straight away. Oh my God, General. What are you doing, General? How you doing? You okay? You need anything? You need a hug? How about a hug?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty fucking good right now. This is going so much better than I could have hoped for. What's next?
How are you doing?
Feel like my head's about to explode.
I'm about the same.
Okay, I need to find out.
I'm about the same. No, you're not. And it is plain to see. How are you doing? How are you doing? What is that? That's like, oh, what is that? Where would that fit? Because it doesn't fit here. You know what it is? It's like when a little girl, 5 years old, 6 years old, is talking to a parent that they know has been ill recently. And they're saying that it's a little girl voice, isn't it? How are you doing, mummy? How are you doing, daddy? That's what it is. She sensed that General Isom thinks of her as a daughter or a granddaughter or a niece, and she is adopting that position to make it easier for him. She's chameleoning her way around this interrogation room. With the victim advocate, she gave her what she needed for a while she was useful. She needed validation from this revered person who gives lectures. You know, Wendi put her on the same level. She said, we could be sisters. We're family. You feel like family. You've got a great personality for being a victim advocate, which basically means, I know I made fun of that the other day by saying it means, it's like what you say to the fat girl at the dance. Oh, she's got a great personality. And if someone says that, it means you're the pretty one. But yeah, so, but what it really means is that you're a nice person, right? It's a compliment. So we're sisters, you're family, you're a nice person. Totally validated her. Put her on her level, and now she's adopting the role that Isom needs, which is I'm your little girl that needs help from Papa. How are you doing? That's what it is, man. I found it. That's the funnest thing with this case, is that you can just take little sound bites like that. Charlie Adelson's got a bunch as well. And I'm not talking about the codes, the little dog that got bit by the snake, and obviously the TV and the paella and all of that. I'm just talking about just weird terms of phrase or intonation in the voice that doesn't fit the situation in which it's used, and you take that and you find what kind of situation it would fit, like what we've just done with Wendi, right? How are you doing? Where does it fit? I see a little 5-year-old girl talking to her dad who's been on the sofa, on the couch for, like, with a wet cloth on his head. He's got a fever, and she goes up to him like, caring baby, how are you doing? And it's so cute because it shows that the young tiny girl cares about this her dad or whatever. That's where it fits. That's the game to play.
This number here, 6,800.
That's Danny's number. Wait, 6,800.
I'm
202.
8,200.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm just going through, these are phone calls that you made.
Yeah.
Charlie's your brother?
Yeah. Well, I didn't call any like weird sex hotlines or anything this morning.
That's okay. We've seen that
Really
before.
embarrassing.
That's all right. You checked your voicemail yet?
Oh.
Or no, you checked.
Yeah, can you imagine being a cop that goes through people's phones? They must have a very different view of the world, right? I mean, phones really have become almost like a little version of yourself. Everything is done on your phone. Everything is recorded. Everything is tracked. And, I'm not just talking about your location, but your browsing history, your call history, even the times you wake up. And, if you've got like a Fitbit or, an Apple Watch or something with your heart rate, it's got all the information about your vitals as well, your heart rate and your I don't know, blood pressure or whatever. So if your job is to like look at everyone's phone in a really deep way, imagine how you must see the world. Imagine what they see. I mean, there's some really weird stuff, where you really just wouldn't expect it. And I bet it would blow your mind if you knew what the people that are in your daily life, what they get up to on their phones. I bet it would blow your mind. A lot of the time. Sometimes it'd just be really normal and boring. Whatever. Let's go.
Be a 305 number.
No. Oh,
Um.
your number, isn't that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, called this number.
Okay. That says voicemail.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I'm just basically going over this with you to see if you can clear up anything. And of course, this is Charlie, your brother. Michelle Turner.
A friend of mine who was in Colorado. Renee. Renee's the one that used to be the victim advocate. Renee is a very close friend of mine that is interviewing at FSU today for a position and leaving at 7:30. And if there's ever a woman I would really like to get a hug from, it's Renee, but I don't want to bother her on her.
Then why did you just tell us all that? Let's just unpack that. Renee. Renee is a really, really, she's doing that really thing again, the hard sell. What did she say yesterday? They are really close with the boys. I mean, my parents, they are really close with the boys. If we could just get them here, they could help me take care of the boys. They're really close. She loves that. Doing it again here. If there's ever a person I would really like to get a hug from, it's Renee. But because I move in the high circles that you guys could only dream of, she's giving a lecture today at FSU. So I really don't want to do that, but I'm telling you all this information because I need to use it later.
Rita Hinden.
That's the mother of my friend Tova Nugget. So it must be like a family plan under her.
So she laughs at Schneuer Eurichman, but doesn't laugh at Tova Nougat. Tova Nougat. I think it's Nougat. She loves Boulay bourbon, and her name is Nugget Nougat.
Mom's name for some reason, but
So you called
my friend Tova.
TOVA?
TOVA, Tova.
Okay. Emily Benfer?
I didn't talk to her. I sent her a text.
Okay, I see it.
Just sent her I just sent her a gift for her baby, and she was texting me.
We're gonna talk about Jeff here in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be yeah. Not looking forward to that, even though I secretly am. You know, yeah, we're gonna talk about Jeff here in a minute, and things are gonna get serious. We want this guy in cuffs today. We're gonna get Jeff. We're gonna put every man that we have in Tallahassee on this. We are not coming back without him. In fact, wherever we find him, we're just gonna catch him and string him up in a tree. Because he killed Professor Markel. Just imagine the endless storytelling she would have squeezed every sympathetic drop out of people for years. For the rest of her life, it would have been, oh, I was dating this guy and he shot the father of my kids and it was awful.
Sounds like part of the ceiling just fell off.
I know, I was worried about that too. That one's probably
Right?
before, but maybe it was some other.
Oh, I really can't. I guess I need to hold on to this in case Danny needs
Just have it in case, yeah.
I just.
And I took it down too, so when I get in contact with his parents, I can remember.
It would matter to them to have contact with like the local Jewish stuff and stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff, you know, that they do, the Jews, all the Jewish stuff that they have in town. Yeah, our divorce didn't really work out because Dan was very religious and I wanted to close all of the synagogues in Tallahassee and open sushi restaurants that also served pizza. Because I never know if I'm in the mood for sushi or pizza. There's something so similar about those two foods. Whenever I'm in the mood for one of them, it makes me think of the other. Sushi and pizza. One is light, one is not light, one is delicate and palate cleansing, one is not at all. How could you be in the mood for I can understand being in the mood for sushi? Absolutely. I can understand being in the mood for pizza? Absolutely. But why would they both be used in the same sentence? If you were going to compare it to something, you'd say, well, I'm in the mood for sushi or I don't know, what, sushi or something else Asian, right? Like Korean barbecue. I mean, that doesn't really fit either. What fits with sushi? Maybe it is pizza. Maybe we should just put the sushi on a pizza.
I bet I won't answer it, but it's my friend Robin, and I bet she's in the general counsel's office at FSU. I bet she's. I wonder what people have seen by now.
I don't know, and that's kind of why we're trying to make his parents notified, because like it's very difficult now to beat technology and news sometimes in this field.
I missed Robin. Who's not Jimmy Jenkins?
Oh, poor Sarah. She's a real rabbit in the headlights, isn't it? She doesn't want to say for the 15th time, I don't have an answer for that. So she's trying to make it up while maintaining a very magnetic connection between her forefinger and left temple.
That's my attorney. Should I call him? That's my attorney for the divorce case, not like an attorney.
I would
for
just. And once Investigator Isom finishes talking to you, I'd call whoever you feel comfortable with calling.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have authority to make that call.
Okay.
I mean, they won't even let me make coffee myself in the office. And every day, my dad picks me up from work.
No, you're all don't even know who these people are. Can I listen to the message from Robin just to hear what's like why I need to call Jimmy? She's called a lot of times. God, I wonder what she knows. Try the...
Oh, is she doing it? This is the phone call. Oh no, she's listening to a message.
Oh, she's gonna text me.
Oh.
It's
I thought we were just about to hear, "Hi, Mom, how's it going?" Mom, I need you to sit down. Mom, are you sitting down? Danny has been shot. And then you hear Donna on the other end. What? No.
He's my lawyer for the divorce case. This is Lincoln from last week.
You very pretty hair. Very serious in that picture.
So cute. I just am curious, like what's coming in. Right now it looks like a whole bunch of nothing. No one's writing me yet. I can get a sale on Victoria's Secret stuff. Governor Scott has things going on.
The victim advocate has now accepted that she's lost all authority in the room and is just staring at her knees. She's not even attempting to lead anything anymore. Wendy's just on the phone.
And so I don't forget, because sometimes I tend to do that when you're ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
What's your phone number?
954.
Now the victim advocate is like a new employee that doesn't quite know what to do but wants to be attentive, like ready to do something. They're not just going to go and sit idle or make a coffee because they don't want to leave a bad impression. You know, the victim advocate's just like, yeah, I'm ready when you need me for anything. I'm a new employee. Yes, sir, boss. Right away, boss. Can I get that for you, boss?
803-0079.
Okay,
All right. I was just looking to see.
yeah,
There's a lot of nothing going on. And then my attorney really wants to talk to me.
okay.
Did you hear about that?
No.
I think it's nothing.
When it, over his what must be 25 years experience, I don't think he's that far away from retirement. He's retired it by the first trial, I think. Granted, that's 5 years later, but sorry, my dog is just having a drink. Hey, Soap, you enjoy that drink, Soap? Thirsty dog, very nice. We will run on your timetable, Soap. Don't worry. With the stream, it can wait. For you, we have all night, Soap. Now you want to rest? Yeah, go and rest, Soap. Sit on your pillow. Very nice. Yes? Okay, good. What was I saying? Yeah, in General Isom's 25-year career, you know, he's trained. Anytime he hears the word, "Should I call my attorney?" he goes, No, we want to talk to you. I know they're not allowed to do that, but, you know, he doesn't like to hear that.
Your attorney for,
Our divorce case.
oh, okay.
Says we got a new judge.
Yeah, I want to make sure that he stops the clock right now, as we're no longer going to be needing his services, and he charges by the hour. So, you know, if I could just call and cancel the divorce because now I'm a widow, or what, you know, Actually, it's not even the divorce, is it? They are divorced. It's the case about whether she lied on her fucking asset form, you know, to say how much money she makes, how much money she earns. She lied so that Professor Markel would have to give her alimony, child support, and all the rest of it. She took all his stuff and then wanted the rest of his stuff. That's what this was all about. And because she acted unethically, hers and her poor person she duped into representing her in this risky, illegal, immoral, unethical scheme, decided she couldn't risk her reputation anymore. So Wendy was probably going to have to represent herself or get a criminal lawyer like Saul Goodman, you know, to come in and represent her. How do you think that would have gone? Not well.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay. All right,
think
let's, I mean,
Talk to us.
I didn't know earlier, but apparently you got a guy in your life named Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about Jeff.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, General Isom. If I could correct you, I have a very jealous guy in my life called Jeff. Just want to make you aware from the start, okay? Very jealous.
I wasn't trying to hide anything.
No, I know you weren't.
I just didn't think to tell you about him. So he's been my
I know you weren't, little girl.
boyfriend. We've been dating since end of October. Jane actually set us up, which is why Jane thought of him first. And
Underline it. Jane thought of him first. Shall I write it on the board so we don't forget? Oh no, this is being videotaped. Okay, let me just say it again for the camera. Jane thought of him first.
Jane and I had a long talk earlier this week. We went on a walk together and talked about, I wasn't really sure I wanted to continue.
I think the prosecution could use that when it comes for Wendy's trial, you know. So this long talk, was that a regular appointment between you and Jane? Or Mrs. whatever? And this long walk, was there a particular topic of conversation?
Continue dating him. We had like a fight at the end of June and it was weird. And then I went away for 2 weeks and just got back. And I asked him to just no contact for a week just so I could kind of figure out whether I wanted to be with him or not.
When did you ask him that?
Monday night after yoga.
They really thought this was so smart, didn't they? I mean, it is. If they didn't hire Tweedledee and Tweedledum to drive up to Tallahassee, blow a hole in the hire car, take a picture of an owl and post it with your location data, make loads of phone calls back to the middle woman, throw the gun in the river and have a identifiable car and follow him and be on every bus camera in Tallahassee in a car that's got distinguishing, unique features like a broken side mirror, like a sun pass, like a missing towing eye cap, all that stuff that led back to Rivera, that led back to Garcia, to Catherine, to Charlie, to Donna, to Wendy. You know, it was almost the perfect crime, but it's definitely the most perfect. You know, from the law side, the takedown of the crime. I mean, this has been a 10-year case. And I know cases are longer than that sometimes, but this has had a huge amount of, just imagine the public cost involved. You know, it must be tens of millions of dollars, maybe $50 million. That'd be my guess.
I sent him an email Monday night.
Yours or his yoga or both?
I don't know what that means. I went to a yoga
Who
class.
went to yoga together or?
Like together.
Okay.
Some guys like yoga.
I'm
Oh my God. What is going on here? And the victim advocate's lapping it up. That now the victim advocate feels like the girls are the girls and General Isom, and we're just two girls with General Isom. Uncle Isom is going to tell us about the old country. Tell us, Isom.
Went to yoga together or?
Like together.
Okay.
Some guys like yoga.
I'm not judging, I'm just asking.
I go to yoga, or I
And
used
Jeff
to.
goes too?
And he would go with me sometimes.
So Monday night after yoga,
I sent him
this past Monday.
this Monday.
Okay.
Yes.
And newsflash, a lot of guys like yoga. I mean, and not just recently. It's not like a girl thing, is it? It's not a girl thing. I mean, I know a lot of girls do it to keep fit, but it's a spiritual activity. You know, it's not bound to gender.
July 14th.
Okay.
I just sent him an email and said, you know, my heart is really heavy and I'm having trouble figuring out what to do. It'd be a lot easier if I just like didn't have any contact from you for 1 week, and then we'll kind of figure out where to go from there. And so I haven't had any contact from him.
Was he amicable to that or did he?
He didn't respond to it. I said, I'm going to take your silence as acceptance. And
Oh, okay. You were in person telling me.
No.
Oh. Have you ever got a message that says, I'm going to take your silence as acceptance? I mean, does that sound warm or nice? What's a way that you could say that would be nice? You could say, well, I guess you're okay with this, or you understand, and I hope you're okay with this. I guess you understand, and or you just say, I hope you understand, and I hope you are okay with it, and I'll speak to you in a week. I'm going through some things, and I need to spend some time with myself. You know, you could say something like that. But no, I'm going to take your silence as acceptance. It's so passive aggressive. I mean, it's not even passive, really. It's pointy and sharp and cutting and not very nice. Jagged, like a broken bottle in the face.
Oh, I emailed him after yoga. He'd been like, let's go out tomorrow, let's go out the next day. And I felt I have a hard time saying no. And
Right.
so I didn't say no in person. And then later I wrote him and said, I really just need like a week of silence to get some clarity on where we are.
Okay. So he never responded. Still has not responded.
The only response I had is that I bought some presents for Ben for his birthday when Jeff and I went to Destin one time and he had them at his house. And so he brought them. I came to work and there was a bag of the presents from his house. But I had asked him at yoga, I said, oh, when you get a chance, I'm really going to need you to bring those presents because I don't have the boys this week and I could wrap them. And so he just brought the presents so I could wrap them.
I wasn't really listening there, but I need to go back because I love this bit about the presents. Yeah. Murdering jealous Jeff. So you haven't seen him since the Monday when you gave him this letter? Well, no, but he did come round and drop off a load of presents for the boys. You know, like Santa Claus. He was dressed in a big red suit and came in and had a load of presents for the boys. But apart from that, I haven't seen him. You know, this is only, it was Monday that she saw him. It's Friday today. That's not even a long time. And she's seen him since when he brought presents.
So he brought them. I came to work and the response I had really just need like a week of silence to get some clarity on where we are.
Okay. So he never responded. Still has not responded.
The only response I had is that I bought some presents for Ben for his birthday when Jeff and I went to Destin one time and he had them at his house. And so he brought them. I came to work and there was a bag of the presents from his house. But I had asked him at yoga, I said,
oh, okay. So he dropped them at work. Okay. Well, even so, if he was angry or jealous or in a rage, you know, he might have said, fuck you. And, oh, sorry, YouTube. He might have said, F you and burnt the presents, set them on fire. and sent her a picture of them burning with an emojicon that is which one would you send for that? Post in the comments which emoticon Jeff would send to Wendi if he was burning the presents and sent her a picture. Really, I'm dying to see what you come up with. Yeah, I mean, Jeff basically just did the well-adjusted, grown-up thing, put the kids first. I mean, he's just a nice guy, a good man. Bring the presents for the kids, drop them at work so it's not awkward. It's respectful, it's kind, it's whatever, it's fulfilling a request. Gentleman, a perfect gentleman. And she's trying to paint him as this thug that's in a rage and irrational and jealous and controlling. It's just, imagine that. Not only do you send him to jail forever, but there will be people in his life that are going, well, maybe it was him. There's no smoke without fire.
Oh, when you get a chance, I'm really going to need you to bring those presents because I don't have the boys this week and I could wrap them. And so he just brought the presents so I could wrap them.
When did he bring them?
It must have been Tuesday morning at some point. I think I got to I'm not in the office like 9 to 5 right now because I just finished teaching and students are out of session. So I have writing deadlines. So I work sometimes from home or from a coffee shop. And so I rolled into work sometime mid-morning and they were there. So I don't know what time he was there, but I could ask my assistant.
Well, that's all right. I was saying, you asked him for them
And he brought him.
on the phone, I guess?
When I saw him at yoga on Monday,
Okay.
I had mentioned to him that I wanted to wrap these presents. I had most of the week without the boys and I was, looking for something to do. I might as well wrap Ben's birthday presents. And so he brought them to the office.
So he brought them even after the whole.
I said no contact, but yeah.
Why would you say, what was how long have you been seeing Jeff?
Since the end of September.
Okay.
I think General Isom already has a pretty good idea that Jeff is nothing to do with this somehow. I think he was just about to ask Wendi, what makes you think that Jeff would have had anything to do with this?
All right. And so since September, you all have been seeing each other exclusively?
In the fall, I was dating someone else too, and the relationship really evolved around February.
So innocent the way she says that, isn't it? And there's nothing wrong with that. You're dating and whatever. But was it really like that? She gets a kick out of secrets. She gets a kick out of making people believe something. It's a very, very sick and twisted person. Everybody watching this needs to be careful of these people because they exist. They exist, and there's more of them than you think.
Post-divorce, I was kind of slow to but so I jokingly used to call him my special man friend, and around February, he started being more like
my special man friend. What is... I mean, you say that to your kids? Is it just me, or does that have some kind of sexual connotation? I mean, my special man friend. Why wouldn't you just say a friend? My special man friend. That just... something about that just seems like you wouldn't say it to a 3-year-old. You know what I mean?
My boyfriend, he started spending some time with the kids, and they really adore him. And I introduced him as mommy's friend, not as mommy's boyfriend. So they just think of him as Jeffrey, and he plays Star Wars with them. And so he and I would spend time together on the nights or the days I didn't have the boys. And then when I had the boys, he never stayed over, but he would sometimes join us for dinner and play with the kids and then go home. And things actually were great, and I was very happy. And then we went to Gainesville together. He's a social work professor at FSU, and he was teaching a class at Gainesville. And so I didn't have the boys that weekend. I went with him to work on some writing, and and we had a great weekend until Saturday night. We went out to dinner, we came home, and he just like was convinced that I'd been cheating on him for months, and like,
which I had, and being like extreme sport, death wish, obvious about it, you know, just rubbing it in his face and daring him to question me. Because that's what she loves, right? Daring him to question me, just being so blatant that he would gaslight himself.
like had kept track of it and was just absolutely convinced that I was cheating on him. And I kept telling him I wasn't, and he just was, I felt like not very trusting of me, and it just made me feel really uncomfortable. And after that happened, I wasn't sure that I wanted to be with him anymore.
I'm wondering what brought this on, the whole not trusting thing.
I mean, I'd been dating someone else in the fall, and so he had asked me, did you see someone else in the fall? Kind of once things were good with us, maybe around April, and I said I did, and I told him about it, and he felt like, I don't know, he was jealous of him, and he was like, I don't want you to see him, and the guy I was dating was leaving town, and so I said, well, I want to, go get coffee with him before I leave town, and he said, like, I really, I don't want you to do that, and we had an argument about it, and I went and had coffee with him anyway, and he ended up at the same coffee shop at the same time and saw us having coffee and got really angry. And
yeah, that I set up. I told him about Daniel Sack, and then he got upset, and I said, I'm going to go and have coffee with the guy you're upset about. And he said, don't. And I said, I will. And I told Daniel Sack to meet me at Jeff's coffee place at the time that he usually goes there so that he would see. I mean, really, just a conniving, dark person.
But
When was that?
that was May,
May.
like mid to late May, maybe.
Okay.
And
Well, do you think it was a coincidence, or do you think he intentionally went
I
to
think
that?
it was a total coincidence.
Okay.
I was only there for like 30 minutes, and yeah, I think it just is a small town.
Okay.
South
All right. What kind of car does Jeff drive?
Yeah, it wouldn't happen in Miami because, in Miami, we could either be at the sushi place or the pizza place or, Mitsuri or in the Icon. We could be anywhere in Miami, but there's only one coffee shop in Tallahassee. This backward town, this dusty, smelly town only has one coffee shop. So, of course, Jeffrey Lacasse bumped into me and Daniel Sack.
I'm really bad with this. It's silver colored. I think it's a Nissan. It's very old.
I think it has, it has 4 wheels and 2 mirrors. And it goes forwards and backwards. It turns.
Old and very rundown.
Silver Nissan.
Gray, silver.
Okay. You don't know what year or how many doors or anything?
I want to say 2 doors.
2-door?
And I don't know what year it is. No idea.
You pretty sure about the 2-door?
I'm pretty sure. I feel like, yeah.
Is it his car exclusively?
Exclusively. He doesn't even have to share it with anyone.
General Isom, listen, think Prius. Okay? Think Prius and then look at all the cars that look a bit like a Prius.
Okay. Does he live alone?
Mm-hmm.
Where does he live?
He lives in an apartment complex. I've actually only been over there once because he was kind of embarrassed. It's a basement apartment and it's off Park Street. I think it's called Victory Gardens.
Okay.
Victory Gardens, because I don't know why it would be called that, because there isn't a garden and it is definitely not a victory to live there. He lives in a basement. Actually, he lives under a bridge with a troll and just just eats whatever falls off the bridge. Yeah, he just waits under the bridge and
It's off. It's like between Park and Appalachie.
Mhm. It's off Victory Garden, but you don't know the name of the complex?
I thought that's the name of it. Is Victory Gardens a road?
Victory Garden's a road, yeah.
I thought that was the name of the apartment.
That's right.
complex.
That's right.
Is it closer to Park Avenue or is it closer to, or is it halfway down?
It's if you turn left.
okay, you ready for that crystal clear touch Adelson charm over here? She's about to turn on the eyes for this young, handsome cop that's suddenly asking questions to an Adelson.
If you're on Park and you're heading towards downtown, if you turn left, it's on your right.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm sorry, I'm investigating.
Full on, eyes wide, head tilt, big beaming smile. Now hands. Look at the victim advocate. She's like witnessing love at first sight or something. It's like she's introduced two friends that might get on, and they obviously will, and she's really proud of what she's done. That's the face.
Get it, Cherry. I just got a couple of questions. If I can
Okay.
just jump in
Go
real
ahead.
quick.
Yeah.
Obviously we asked earlier about Danny's passcodes to his phone, his iPad, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can tell you one that he used to have back in the day.
yeah, let me have that one.
God, it's the only one I can think of though.
It's okay.
I know a passcode used to be Meraglim 1. It was MERAGLIM 1.
I'm sorry, M-E.
E is an L.
She never misses a chance to spell something, which is kind of funny because she's a bit like a witch putting spells on people, and she loves spelling. Huh. Coincidence? And Donna with she's in the spelling bee in New York as a 8th grader or something. And they're like witches that do spells. Wendi with her hypno fembot eyes hypnotizing the entire court.
Elephant. RAGLIM. 1.
Yeah, tell us how you speak Spanish, Wendi.
But this is like.
Wow, yeah.
This is wild.
I got that. Well, here's the thing. I got 3 kids, and we've downloaded a lot of games on our phones and our iPad and everything, and the little buggers will try to know the passcode. Now, Danny seems very involved with his children.
Yeah.
I got that sense as soon as I stepped in the house.
Just the speed of that head nod. Did you see that?
With his children.
Yeah.
That alone. No one in this kind of crisis, or as she calls it, a crisis, would bob their head that fast. That is an excited thing. She's excited that her plan's gone so well. She's excited that she's going to be on a plane to Miami in 48 hours. She's excited that she's talking to a person that she can use her sexuality to manipulate that doesn't raise an eyebrow like if she did it to General Isom or the victim advocate, because one's a woman and one's old enough to be her grandfather. So with Isom, she's adopted the role of granddaughter, daughter, little sweet little girl. How are you doing? But with this guy, it's like sexuality turned on, total. That's what she's using here. Not overtly, but talk about, she literally fluttered her eyelashes. Literally. And everything else she's doing about her movements and her tone and her eye contact, it's all flattering the eyelashes. Sick person.
I got that sense as soon as I stepped in the house.
That's a sad bit, isn't it? Danny seemed very involved with his kids. I got that sense as soon as I walked in the house. You know, that just tells you the fact that he's saying it means that it was really obvious, impactful. I guess there were toys and games out and stuff like that, and probably, you know, he's really academic, so they probably had some kind of marking the height on the wall and hand painting, or, you know, that sort of stuff. So really hits it home that this was a good dad who really loved his kids, and this family just took him out so she could move 400 miles south. Crazy.
Is there any chance that the kids
Maybe
may
they
know?
know that I so they might.
All right, when we get a chance, can we just double check and see that? Because that might help us out.
Can I ask them rather than you? I just think
Oh, no.
No, you're gonna be the one asking.
I want you to ask them.
absolutely they know. I don't have an
No, Wendy, we're actually going to bring your children into an interrogation room and threaten them with a phone book.
iPad, but my parents do, and they know like what's the secret code, you know,
Right.
so they would know if Abba had a secret. That's what they call Danny. They call him Abba. They would know if Abba had a secret code. What's the secret code?
Right.
So I can ask them in a way that.
Yeah, and so the iPad and the phone, if they know.
Does his
Let me
phone
give
have
you
a
the-
passcode?
Yeah.
Do you have his phone? Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get, here's the kid's date of birth.
I was thinking maybe that. I mean, I don't know. Usually people use like dogs. We don't have a dog. He didn't have a dog growing up.
Yeah. Well, the texts are telling me that it was possibly a
What was that? I mean, that's a non sequitur. That is so random. She might have have just said, "We don't have a purple monkey dishwasher. A lot of people use dogs. We don't have a dog, so it wouldn't be a dog." Just think about that. What the hell was that? That's like if she's an alien or a robot or a computer game, like, you know, circuit board or something that's imitating a human, it just messed up big time.
number. Like mine's a number and not
That's what
necessarily
I
a
would.
word.
Yeah, I would think it would be a number.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe birthdays and whatnot.
Yeah. So
The one son's birthday is July 29, 2009.
Which one's that?
That's,
Benjamin.
That's Ben.
and then the other ones is October 13th, 2013.
No, 2012.
I'm sorry,
2010.
2010.
You were wrong.
I know.
That's Lincoln.
I was there for it.
You were there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, mine are 6, 3, and 8 months.
Another other joke that just so subtly has a suggestion towards her intimate area. You know, like, yeah, I was there at the birth, pushing something out of me. You know, it's kind of a little more vulgar than sexual to me, but we don't know what this guy's tastes are.
Oh, wow.
Okay, just let me know.
Okay, so I will, as soon as I see them and it's appropriate, I'll ask them and see if I can find out.
Well, he can try the 2 date of birth now.
Oh,
See.
yeah, no, of course. I just meant in terms of asking them what's
Right.
Abba's
Yeah,
secret code.
And it's maybe important to kind of get that out of the way.
I know, I just meant like I haven't seen my kids
No,
yet,
I
so
understand that. I understand that. It is.
as soon as I see them and I can be like, does Aunt Lynn have an iPad? You know, does Abba has an iPad? What's his code? I'll ask as soon as I can ask.
Sometimes that little bit there. Abba has an iPad. What's his code? I hear that at night sometimes, and I hate it. It makes me want to strangle her. Abba has an iPad. What's his code? This sing-songy. I just can imagine what she's like with these 2 young boys as the type of mother she is, and it's a scary, horrifying picture.
Okay,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
So that's, is that Hebrew, the Abba?
Yeah.
Okay, that's father?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, General Isom, we're not here to educate you. Okay, I know you're in front of an Adelson, and there's probably a lot you can learn from these people in Tallahassee. They have a lot for you to be inspired by. Maybe one day you could become like them, but not really, because you're from Tallahassee. You have to at least be from Coral Springs or Fort Lauderdale or Palm Beach. Yeah, if you're from Palm Beach, we will talk to you and set up a lunch date. But if you're from Tallahassee, you will be eating off the floor.
I know that like abuela for Spanish is grandmother.
That's true.
Right, Sarah?
It is.
Do you speak Spanish?
No, I probably should, but I don't.
I do.
Okay.
I do. What reason was there to say that? Like if Sarah, the victim advocate, had said, yes, I speak Spanish, Wendi would have had a reason to go, me too, or so do I, or whatever. But with this version, the only purpose of that was for Wendi to say, I have this skill that I can speak Spanish. Do you think I'm great? Do you think I'm great? I speak Spanish, fluent in Spanish. When the Parliament comes round, I'm all muchos gracias, senor. Muito bueno. Mucho bueno, senor. Mucho bueno, senor. Yeah, sí, senor. Mucho bueno, senor. Muy bueno, muy bueno, senor. Do you remember Crocodile Dundee when the maid comes to the hotel room in New York, but Crocodile Dundee is in the bath, and the maid is just like, Senor Meek, the towels for Senor Meek. That's the extent of Wendi Adelson's Spanish, I believe. Mucho bueno, senor.
Okay. The guy that you were seeing in the fall that Jeff got jealous of.
His name's Daniel.
Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
Daniel what?
Sack.
Sack?
S-A-C-K. He's moved. So he was,
Yeah, we all call him Saki.
he and I actually went to college together, and I randomly found out that he was still in Tallahassee. But he was really eager to leave Tallahassee. He wanted to be in the Northeast. And so.
Law student?
No, he's teaching at the theater department. So we knew each other in college.
He sounds gay.
And then lost track for 12 years. And then he ended up getting hired by the theater department here.
But since left?
In May, at the end of May, he moved to Amherst to start a job there.
Connecticut?
Massachusetts.
In May?
Yeah, end of May, maybe early June, something like that.
Is Amherst a college?
Yeah, but he's at UMass Amherst.
Okay.
My stomach really hurts.
Do you need to eat?
No, I don't know that I'm gonna eat for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat until the celebration dinner, and we need to wait like a month for that because it would be too obvious if we just went down to Miami and all had a great big party, which we will be doing in private. But we've installed a bug tracking device in all of our apartment buildings, so we will be able to detect whether the FBI are using polyphonics. Okay.
Do you need something? You got water?
Last lunch.
And you saw him briefly at the same time you were seeing Jeff?
In the fall, yeah. I had actually never dated two people at once before, but I wasn't exclusive with either one.
Right.
So I dated them both until things.
Yeah, I've never dated two people at once before, and I've never done online dating, and I graduated high school still a virgin. Okay.
with until I realized like Daniel just was gonna leave, and I thought Jeff had potential. So.
But let's get back to this Saturday. I guess this was this past Saturday that he got mad about.
When he got mad, it was June 28th. It was before I left for Miami with the boys.
Okay.
So, yeah, he got really mad.
But what sparked that?
That was what was really sort of surprising is Daniel had been gone. We'd had a month of like really, really great times, very happy month. And we went out to a nice dinner with friends and then got back to the hotel room, and I could just tell he was upset. And so for me, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Was that in Gainesville?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's when Jeff wanted to look at your phone or something?
Yeah. Did Jay tell you that?
Yeah.
So he had said that he wouldn't, it wasn't that time, but he had said, you know, I, you know, like if Jeff would be over and I was doing something, I would leave my phone out. I have this like old agenda book and leave that out. And basically he said that he like saw that I had called Daniel and he saw it in
Daniel
my phone.
Sack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, that's why I said there's Danny and then there's Daniel.
Gotcha.
So it had really upset me that he had gone through my phone and that he had, I mean, I was just,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
was just
bet.
kind of crying. I was just really sad. I felt like we had a great relationship and his behavior made me think that I couldn't really be with someone like that. And I didn't really say much other than I was just really like, no, I didn't cheat on you. Like, yes, I saw Daniel in the fall. Like, no, I haven't seen him more than as a friend since February. And like, if you don't trust me, we can't really do this. So, and then he was, you know,
I really would have loved to have seen the video of Jeffrey Lacasse watching this with the detectives. Must have been mind blowing, huh? You know, how many of y'all have ever suddenly realized that a person was not what you thought they were? Maybe not a relationship, anyone, even someone on TV. But yeah, it's pretty weird. And then everything else clicks, which it definitely did for Jeff. Daniel Rashbaum wants to paint that as unreliable witness, that he went away, he was a jolted lover, he schemed for 6 months, and then came back with a different story. Does that make any sense? God. Oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stomach going through Daniel Rashbaum's closing argument, because did he not just do that all the way through? Does that make any sense? But it just kept getting higher and higher and higher in octave. And at the end, it was like he was going as high as his voice would possibly go. Does that make any sense? It was horrible to listen to. But I do have a lot to say about Daniel Rashbaum. So if any of you want to see that, like, share, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Share the channel. Like the channel. Do it now.
you know, really sad and apologetic and was like, oh my God, you know, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me and I'm going to lose you. And I never really thought I would be in a police station talking about my relationship.
Well,
I understand that it's potentially relevant.
so this was on the 28th of June in Gainesville.
Yeah, so we drove back that Sunday morning and I cried the whole way. We drove back to the house and I told him like.
So that's about what, like 3 weeks, give or take a day. It's pretty quick, huh? You're on a trip to Gainesville. You know, this. Remember what Sigfredo Garcia's attorney said? What was his name? Mr. Sanguinay. I never know. People pronounce his name different ways. Sanguinay? Hand grenade? Mr. Hand grenade? He said the trip sounded nice. He works during the day. She works on the laptop in a coffee house while he works, and then they meet up with friends for dinner at night. And doesn't that sound like a very kind of grown-up, academic, you know, professional weekend away? Business and pleasure. I mean, treat yourself to some some good restaurants, if you can find one outside of Miami, if you can find a sushi place or a pizza place in Gainesville. Do they hate Gainesville as well as Tallahassee, or is Gainesville, I think it's a bit of a bigger city, isn't it? But it's no Miami, that's for sure.
My parents don't believe that I can drive the boys down to South Florida by myself, so they like to drive up and help me drive down with them. So
Really? That wasn't just when you were breastfeeding two kids at the same time from the Okomoka rest stop? I just have this image of Wendi driving to Miami with a child on each breast while she's driving, just, with her breasts out. And they're just, attached to her. So obviously her parents had to drive for 10 hours each way to come and get it. As Dan Rashbaum would say, does that make any sense?
my folks were coming up that Sunday. So Jeff left. I had a couple of hours.
What's Rabbit saying tonight? We got Rabbit wants to say she means the other guy is named Daniel of the Sack. Okay. Daniel of the Sack. Well, okay. I mean, I think I get it. Wendi finds it inappropriate that the young cop has failed to formally introduce himself to her since she's royalty. Yeah, damn right she does. But I think she also just leaped on the opportunity to dazzle him with her. Didn't you see how she completely switched character? She's got 3 faces in this one room, I swear to God. Dan Markel's password in Judaism refers to characters who were spies. Really? Spies? What kind of spies? Like James Bond? or what? Tell us more, Rabbit. What are you saying there? Yeah, just are you Jewish? Do you speak? Okay, good. Or I guess it could be a joke. He's put spies in capitals. Okay. Good. Thanks, Rabbit. Thanks for your input.
My parents came up, and then Monday morning I went and picked up the kids, and that was the weekend that Amy was visiting, Danny's girlfriend. So that was my first time meeting Amy. So I went to our former house, and I was really, anxious to meet Amy and kind of sad about 620. Sad about the whole thing. And so my dad was like, well, I'll stand with you. So my dad stood next to me on the doorbell, and Amy was perfectly lovely. And I picked up the kids, and they seemed really happy, and got in the car and said goodbye.
Okay. That was Monday.
Yeah.
And then
I was in Coral Springs or Miami with my folks, and my brother and my other brother came down. It was my dad's 70th birthday on July 5th. So we had a party for him, and I had Skype contact with Danny and the boys. And so after we left the next day, he flew up to New York and was in New York that whole time.
who?
Danny.
Okay.
So Amy went back, and the next day Danny went back to join her. And so he was in New York the whole time I was in. He flew back July 11th
Okay.
in time to pick up the boys on that Friday afternoon.
Okay. Let's get back to Jeff after you come back to Tallahassee, and I can't remember which day.
So I had lost my voice. So I got back to Tallahassee. My parents came with us. And then Saturday morning, I took my folks to get their rental car. They left. And I had a cold, and I wasn't feeling well. So I kind of just was in my house.
You
all
know,
day
the whole
Saturday.
I lost my voice thing? I'm always a little bit suspicious if people tell me as an excuse I've lost my voice. I just don't buy that. But it's the sort of thing where you can't say they haven't lost their voice because they just talk like this. And I swear to God, they're pretending. That has never happened to me. I've had a sore throat. I've had a scratchy voice. I've had a dry voice. I've never been able to not talk where I can only talk like this. You know, when does that happen? Has that ever happened to anybody? If it has, let me know in the comments.
Sunday, Jeff and I made plans to go see, so Sunday the 12th.
Look at your phone.
Yeah, Sunday the 13th.
You hadn't seen him since you drove back on the 29th.
That's right. So July 13th, I saw him. We went to a movie and then got some dinner and we're talking.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I didn't remember that either. You know, she saw him on the 28th when they drove back from Gainesville, when they had this big fight, which she orchestrated, which she made happen. That was all part of the plan so that she could go to Jane. Oh, sorry. Did you hear that? I just lost my voice. So that she could go to Jane and set up this whole, Jeff was really jealous. He's a maniac. I've never seen him like this. It was scary. All the usual stuff, right? And then the next time she saw him was the uncomfortable yoga session. And then it was like, hey, Jeff, are you still going to Tennessee on Friday? And then it was the murder. God. What a way to use someone. And, you know, we're going to be looking, by the way, subscribe to the channel because we're going to be doing another series looking at all three of Jeffrey Lacasse's testimonies before we do his police interviews, which are also very good. But his testimonies are great as well. And there's a story. I think that this whole business has really started to take its toll on Jeffrey Lacasse, right? He didn't ask for this. His life, even though he didn't get charged, he wasn't under suspicion, he had an alibi, which was really lucky for him and, you know, on the hand of God or something. Just good luck that he left a day early. You know, it's like divine intervention. You know, if he was in Pulp Fiction, he'd be quitting his job and walking the earth like Jules, you know. But you know, his life has been ruined. He will be recognized all over the place, and people will know him as that guy from the Adelson case. I mean, not to mention that his whole self-esteem, confidence in himself, his judgment. You know, it's like that poor girl in Wisconsin, Catherine Melander, the girlfriend of Chandler Halderson. How do you think she's going to be going on in her life, knowing that she didn't see any signs of a complete psychopath that was capable of the most horrendous acts to his own parents? It was right under her nose, intimate. She was having sex with him. They were always together. She was involved with the family. Both of them were with each other. You know, the whole thing. How is she supposed? She's only 21. How is she supposed to go now into the rest of her life, into another relationship, into another, even friends, and, you know, just the whole thing has had the apples poured all over the floor. And Jeffrey Lacasse, you know, by his third time in court testifying in this, well, in multiple cases, but in this matter, in this crime, you know, he really looks like it's affected his health. Or as Donna would say, he was so red, he was so puffy, he's a liar. He came in, he was red and puffy, sweaty, horrible Jeff. Oh my God. So yeah, we're going to be doing a series on Catherine Magbanawara's lawyers, Tara Kawas and Christopher DeCoste, from the perspective of, were they hired by Charlie Adelson to look like they were doing a really good job for Catherine, look like that they were against Charlie, and saying that he did it, but actually wanted to convict Catherine Magbanawara and what's the word? What's the word? Exculpate Charlie Adelson without doing it, with seeming to do the opposite. Very clever. But there's a few things with Christopher DeCoste's passion and the excitement. Well, is it excitement? I mean, he's pretty strong. I like the way both of them talk. But there's things about them that they seem to be doing on purpose that seems to go against what they seem to be doing, if that makes sense. So one of those topics is going to be our next series as soon as we're done on this. This is a pretty long stream tonight, so maybe we'll finish this this Wendi Adelson interview series by tomorrow, Tuesday. So we'll be getting on to another topic by Wednesday, I think. We're going to do about another 15 minutes of this, and then tomorrow we'll do just over 2 hours, and we're done. Okay? So like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe right now. What are you waiting for?
It was confusing because I missed him and it was nice to be with him, but I also felt kind of like uncertain given his behavior in Gainesville. I have kids. I feel really protective of, if someone.
It'll be the 13th.
The 13th is when I went out with him.
Okay. That's a Monday.
No, it was a Sunday. And then the 14th was the night I went to yoga, and he came and seemed to want to like go out a lot the rest of the week. And I just knew I needed some headspace to figure out what to do.
Okay, the 13th you went out with Jeff, went to a movie. The 14th you went to yoga. He went to yoga.
Yeah.
But notice.
Okay, I live in Portugal. Should I be saying that online? I live in Portugal, and it's currently 5 minutes to 11 at night, and I'm about to have my 18th cup of coffee of the day. Is this a problem? Maybe.
Discussion. Oh no, you email him later.
And say just I'd like a week off. And I'm sure, I don't know, like, you can find it in my phone. It'll be in my email track of what I sent.
And then basically to Jeff saying, I want some time. He doesn't
Space.
respond, but he brings up gifts on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
But you had no contact since the yoga on Monday night.
None.
Nothing, no contact at all
No
since?
text, no email. I told him, I said no text, no email, no nothing. Like,
Is Jeff a violent?
Again, I think a good prosecutor, and we know we've got one in Georgia Cappleman. Sarah Dugan didn't do much in Charlie Adelson's trial, huh? She did the opening statement, which she did kind of fumble. And I think we all know that, Georgia Cappleman's just amazing. It's a very high bar. I think Sarah Dugan is very good, but she's, Georgia Cappleman's better. I think she kind of had to take the reins in Charlie Adelson's trial. But a good lawyer would take the point that Wendi just made. This whole thing about saying to Jeff, listen, let's just take a week, no email, no text, no calls.
I told him, I said no text, no email, no nothing.
As an admission of something. With everything else, it just falls right into place, right?
Like,
Is Jeff a violent person?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Jeff own a gun?
Did you see that? Was Jeff a violent person? She might as well have just gone, no, Jeff, no, he's not a violent person. No. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? When Donna's on the phone and the jailhouse call. No, it's not the jailhouse call, is it? It's the bump call. When she calls Charlie and it's like, this involves the two of us. But I think before then, he's like, it doesn't involve Wendi. Oh, no, Wendi? No.
Don't think so. I mean, my guess would be like 100% no, but
I mean, my guess would be 100% no, but that is just a guess. And he is former military.
I guess I was only in his house one time. I mean, he certainly could have a gun and I wouldn't know about it, but he never
Lives by himself.
lives by himself. He'd never talked to me about a gun.
Okay.
I mean, he was in the military, so
Oh, he was in the military before.
yeah, he grew up in California. His dad was in the Air Force, and then he was in the Air Force and ended up in Eglin Air Force Base, and he started going to community college and took classes and was really bright and ended up doing a PhD here at FSU and then taught in Arizona and then just got rehired here. Not rehired, but like hired. And that's how Jane knows him, is she's doing a PhD in social work. And Jeff,
I'm amazed that you can even earn a PhD in Tallahassee. Do they have education in Tallahassee?
a professor in social work.
Oh, it's only in social work. Okay, well, that's not a real subject. So, okay, what's your degree? Well, I'm in law. Know my family? Doctors. Apart from my mother, who just launders money and plots.
Mhm. I want to get a picture just to confirm I'm not talking about the right person.
I probably have one on my
Sure.
phone. And you can find him on FSU, right?
How long has he been back at FSU?
Since August.
And you all met through Jane?
Yeah. No, I just have pictures of my kids.
Just pictures of my kids.
And this is from my dad's 70th birthday. That's my mom and dad and my boys and me.
Wow.
Wow, look at that.
They're super cute.
Look at my perfect family.
He's a young sporty. Yeah, the boys have blue eyes. Danny has blue eyes too. He was lovely. He's got a little smile there. The calls are definitely coming in.
I'll go see if I can get a,
Oh, I wanted to call my parents.
Yeah.
Should I wait?
just for a couple minutes more. I'm just gonna get a picture.
Okay, if you all didn't hear it earlier at the start of the show, we will be releasing Wendi Adelson sock puppets with buttons for eyes and everything, because personally that's what I think her facial features look like. And Rabbit, our lead commenter today, is the idea came from Rabbit. So Rabbit also thinks that it is clear that we need a sock puppet for Daniel Rashbaum, which I wholeheartedly agree with, but it's going to have to be a very small sock. But I'm really looking forward to coming up with the face for that one and the hair. I mean, we got a lot to talk about with Daniel Rashbaum as well. I mean, what a sales job he did on the Adelson family. It is hilarious. This guy has just, he's driving back to Miami with a trunk full of cash. there's $100 bills just flying out of the window of the car, but he doesn't care because he's got so much cash now. Oh, Donna really loves him. He's what he is. I think this term is acceptable. He's a good Jewish boy, and he knew exactly how to sweet talk the Jewish mother that Donna Adelson is, despite how anti-Semitic she seems to be. She is a Jewish mother, and Charlie just seems to be her sock puppet, right? I can see a whole collection series of sock puppets coming out. So any ideas, guys, for more sock puppets, just leave them right down there in the comments, and we'll be putting up a vision board with all of these ideas. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. We'll be letting you know when that is all available. The release of the Adelson case sock puppets. Who knew that was such a good idea? But that's what we're doing now. That's our new purpose in life. Back to the video.
Just so I know that I'm talking about the right person.
Okay,
It'll come from a database.
okay. I can listen to messages. Okay.
Sounds like human journey.
I can listen to messages. Okay.
I don't see an issue with it, she said. I thought she said, I'm not sure. See what I mean about what I said earlier? Because Wendi Adelson knows how to do this thing with this young victim advocate. She knows how to find questions that she has predicted that the victim advocate won't have the authority for, or you know, that she just doesn't know the answer for either way, or you know, that sort of stuff. And that's what these kind of personalities do. They find your balance point and just rattle it around so you don't know where you're standing, because that completely disarms all of the instinctual defenses and possibly suspicions that this victim advocate might have if she could see what's going on in this room from a different angle. But she's right in there under the spell of the person who loves to spell words. I just think that's a funny coincidence as well. There's no such thing as coincidence. It's all a coincidence. Yeah, coincidences happen. They happened in this case. What? The money? It was paid by me. Can't wait to get to Charlie as well. What do you want? Just hit the subscribe button. We have so much content. You love this case? We're just covering this case. Actually, we're going to be doing a lot of other cases too. But for now, it's this case alone. So, you know, hit subscribe. We love the encouragement, guys. It shows us that you care, right? Wendy's just making the victim advocate wait.
It's very strange. Well, not strange. It's
Unfortunately, you're probably going to be
getting so many
inundated.
calls. So Tracy Cohen was like this woman that I was really, really good friends with.
Really,
She lives in
oversell.
Contra down the street. They've got 2 little girls. And she was she's the one person that it just really hurt my feelings that after the divorce, I felt like she kind of took Danny's side. I think it's calling from Park City, Utah.
Now, I need to go back here, but I've been thinking about this person that she's talking about. And is this the person, the friend of Dan Markel, the woman who comes in and talks to General Isom, and she's like basically doing the equivalent of a Jeffrey Lacasse? She's saying, this doesn't feel right. I went around the house and Wendi apologized to me, like, oh, this must be really hard on you. You know, the friend who worked it out and that called it from the beginning said, no, I think this was, and I saw Harvey, the dad, and he knows. He knows. I knew he knew, you know. I think that Wendi, if she is referring to that person here, she just said, oh yeah, this is the only friend that really took Danny's side after the divorce. And, you know, I think she's getting ahead of that woman's potential accusations. You know, she's poisoning the well to say, oh, you know, she was always just a jealous friend. I think she wanted to get with Dan, and I think she did, you know, but I think maybe that they were just friend zones. But by the way, we're going to do a video on her too, but pound for pound, I'd say that she's way more attractive than Wendi Adelson. She actually seems like a nice person, and you know, Wendi doesn't. Wendi seems like an evil, spiteful, nasty, vindictive person in everything she does.
Oh, I've got a message from them. Anyway, so she's calling because she's like, she heard that she's on Trescott. She said, no, you heard it, I guess. She said that she
Oh yeah, we were going to go back.
Someone was like, it's very strange.
Very strange.
Well, not strange. It's
And unfortunately, you're probably going to be
getting so many
inundated.
calls. So
Quiet, please. Adult speaking. That's what it's unfortunately going to be. I don't need to hear this. I'm going to talk now. Adult speaking.
Tracy Cohen was like this woman that I was really, really good friends with, and she and her husband live on
Tracy. I think it was Tracy. That sounds familiar, right? We're going to look that up. Don't worry. Subscribe.
Trescott on the street. They've got 2 little girls. And she was she's the one person that it just really hurt my feelings that after the divorce I felt like she kind of took Danny's side. I think we're calling from Park City, Utah. Oh, I got a message from her. Anyway, so she's calling because she's like, she heard that she's on Trescott. She said, no, you heard it, I guess. She said the shooting was, she heard that it was Danny and she called the hospital to give her the information and so she went and found her. But I wonder, like, Tracy's husband, Jeremy, is a friend of Danny's. I probably should tell them that.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, there's just a lot of people, and because I don't know, it makes it difficult sometimes.
Tracy's husband, Jeremy.
Okay, and Tracy's the person that you were just telling me about,
Yeah,
correct?
I
That
just felt
it was
sad.
kind of felt a little bit hurt when.
Yeah. Her husband, Jeremy,
Mhm.
is friendly with Danny. She lives on Trescott, and
She has a husband called Jeremy. You got it now?
just thinking Jeremy might be a good person to know about what's going on. I don't know if there's a good person to know. Like, I just,
What I would say, because we're still trying to work on getting his parents
yeah,
notified,
so do that
just
first.
kind of, and what I'll do is if you leave there before I have confirmations, before I get to talk to his parents, I got your number, I'll call you as soon as, they know. And obviously it's unfortunate, like things like this do get around, and it's sometimes for your benefit too, because you're gonna start getting inundated, right? And sometimes my suggestion is if you're comfortable with it, like have someone else man your phone or something like that.
I want to see this. I now have 2 messages from the Utah.
Yeah, adult time now. Quiet, please. I'm on the phone.
I can only hear like barely any. Oh God. Yeah. He's the academic dean at the law school, and he's saying it's an emergency. I'm guessing it's an emergency because he wants to know what's going on with Danny's. It's not an emergency.
You don't need to talk really to anybody but who you want,
Let me just listen to these puppies. Lynn called not knowing anything at 4:47 just to chat.
And that might have been before they got in touch with her.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like at a little before 5, she was just calling to shoot the shit.
Man, that's a long message.
I'm kind of here.
That's really, she was saying, that was my friend that was at the lunch. She said, I have a feeling it's behind all this. She meant like she thought it was Danny's fault that I was there.
What?
Hi. It was behind all this. She was at the lunch. She said, I have a feeling it's behind all this.
He said,
She
what?
meant,
A
like,
door opens right as she says that. What does the friend say? Does she say, I think I know who's behind all this?
Lunch. She said, I have a feeling it's behind all this. She meant like she thought it was
I have a feeling who's behind all this.
Danny's fault that I was there.
Excuse me.
Hi.
Hey, his parents, do either one of them have any medical issues?
Oh God, I'm gonna get called right now.
We've been working on it. We're trying to get the
Is this the bit where she says, well, his mother is as big as a house?
enforcement to go. But
Yeah, but his mom is a large woman and has some ongoing health issues. I think they're both actually. I mean, they're
Not like my mother, who was refused membership at Weight Watchers because there's not an ounce of fat on her. She has the perfect body. Even in her late 60s, she has the perfect body. My mother is fantastic, and she is so in love with my dad. They're in love, and they run a business. They're 40 plus years in. The Markels have just divorced at like 75 years old. What dysfunctional Canadian Jews.
they're turning 70 this
Sure.
year. So,
Okay.
oh my God, I can't.
You don't have a number for his sister, do you?
Let me see. I might actually. I recently went through my phone and deleted stuff I
Right.
wasn't using, but let me see if I.
Yeah, I previously just sent my phone to Dell Computer to have their data scientists make sure that it was clean before I hand it over to you. Jesus Christ.
I don't know Shelley.
And it's Shelley Markel.
Markel.
Markel. Is it SHELL?
Why? Just why? I think I have Phil.
Okay.
I do. I have Phil's.
Okay. Because we tried Ruth's number and she didn't answer.
So a lot of times they have a place
Yeah, she probably couldn't get up to answer the phone because she is a very large woman.
up north that they go to on the weekends. I don't have that number,
Okay.
but Phil might answer
Okay.
his cell phone. So here's
877.
it's a like he does a lot of business, and so
Okay.
I think it's a toll-free number.
Okay.
Let me see if I have Ruth's.
Okay.
If I have like the country house number. You guys are calling now, huh? Has there been any update from the hospital?
I haven't spoken with him.
On the hour.
People wanna
I
take
did
it
speak
over.
with
Is he
Isom.
dead yet? Can I report back to main base that he is dead and will not be able to identify Sigfredo Garcia? I mean the gunman, whoever that is, Jeffrey Lacasse.
You know, I
Ruth
spoke with the
too.
nurse.
Is that the number you have for Ruth's house? His parents are recently divorced.
Okay.
I think she's at that number.
Okay. All right. Obviously, it's something we try to avoid as far as we like to have someone make contact in person, but we're just not having any luck right now because we don't have an address. We have business, because
Wendy knows the address or knows how to get the address. You know, she must have been to Toronto.
I was able to Google stuff and see the business
Yeah, but
stuff.
they're not going to be there.
Right. So this is what we're going to try and do.
Okay.
How hard is it? I mean, okay, it's a different country. Well, it's the same time zone. You just call Toronto and say, this is police in Florida, and you need to find the next of kin for one of your citizens. What is the deal with the jurisdiction? You can't make a call and like have some. It's got to be like through a treaty. Crazy, man.
To try to get someone there. Someone would sometimes time isn't necessarily always on our side.
Because they want someone.
Well, they need to tell someone, because, you know, eventually he's gonna need someone to make those decisions and stuff.
Okay. It looks bizarre to get these messages like about book club and
How life kind of sometimes just keeps moving.
Yeah, here's some more boring Tallahassee messages from all the boring stuff I had to do in Tallahassee, like book club and food trucks and well, that was it.
recommending students for jobs and sort of waiting. Oh my god.
Does anybody know what Wendi does in Miami that's so great, or does she just like the fact that it's exclusive and wealthy and well, you know, her part of it, sure. Because we know what Charlie does, right? He's out on the jet skis. He's playboying it up at the Japanese restaurant. You know, he's out at the bars. He's at the clubs. He's at the gym. He's selling steroids. He's at his Whale Harbor mansion. You know, but Wendi, you know, what big difference is it to her life? She goes to the supermarket. She picks the kids up and goes swimming, or you know, does it really matter? Is it that different? I mean, maybe if she was like living in Alaska, you know, we're stuck in Alaska, it's cold all the time, and not even like Anchorage or Juneau, but like really northern Alaska, you know. But still, it would be no reason to kill Professor Markel. Jeez.
I can't help but feeling like this is all my fault.
Why do you feel that way?
Why would somebody do this, right? Like if I
Good
had been still
question.
married.
That question's coming from something within her that senses something is very wrong. Why do you feel that way? She's not asking that because she's probing. I don't even know if she knows that she's probing, but she's probing.
Married to him, then there wouldn't be anyone that was angry, right? Like there wouldn't be any kind of disgruntled. It wouldn't be Amy's husband. This can't be.
Oh, now that we've and she's backing off. So is it someone that's angry, or is it your fault? If it's Amy's husband, why is that your fault? Because if you'd have stayed with Dan, he wouldn't be with Amy. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Be a random act of violence. This has to be on purpose. Someone did this for a reason.
But this is why I tell everybody, you don't cause people's actions.
Another bit of fantastic wisdom from little old Sarah over here. Little old non-Spanish speaking Sarah.
You can control your actions. You can't control anyone else's.
Ugh.
And I know it's
That noise was genuine. Like, oh my god, that's your advice. You control your actions, but you can't control other people's actions. If she was expecting Wendi Adelson to suddenly have a wave of enlightened thought there, she is very, very wrong.
hard. And, you know, as you and I kind of talk throughout this process, you know, when time comes, I'll make recommendations for things that might be good for you and for the boys. But right now, let's just kind of deal with tonight.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
Let me I want to send some text sort of canceling my plans. Like I'm actually at 6:30. I was supposed to be at a party by now. So
Yeah, I've given you enough of my time. I need to contact my upper crust, the circle of the upper crust.
let me tell. And God, the person throwing it works at Beavis Funeral Home.
Okay.
My friend was.
So we'll probably get a discount. In fact, the whole thing will be free. and what I said about keeping Danny's $15,000 that he had in a checking account that paid for funeral expenses, just add that to my long list of selfish lies.
Elizabeth is a mortician. She's the prettiest mortician I've ever met. What did we say I should tell people?
Just say,
Can't
if
make
you want
it
to keep it,
tonight.
yeah, just say, I'm very sorry, I can't make it tonight. I'll be in contact. So they're gonna stop the bar party.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that. Is that a thing?
No, it's a stack the bar party, or is it stock the shelf, or is it you know?
I think it's newer for newer people getting married and don't have as much money to spend on weddings.
She was going to say it's newer for younger people, but she doesn't. You know, she's younger than Wendy. It's kind of a.
So you do a stock the bar party, so at least you get all your liquor and, or maybe just stock a bar at your house. I don't know, but that was my interpretation of it.
Now she's turned into a student that drinks a lot. Like, look at her. She's got a little embarrassed hand up to her nose now. Like she's giggling behind her hand because she's embarrassed. I mean, it's heartbreaking. But this is the power of a psychopath, you know. This poor, helpless victim advocate is nothing but a mouse for this house cat to play with.
I've heard of this stuff.
I'll be drinking bourbon for dinner.
Do you like bourbon?
No.
The victim advocate clearly likes bourbon. Do you like bourbon? Gonna have a drink tonight? You looking forward to that? I'd love a bourbon.
I don't know much about bourbon.
I don't know anything about bourbon. Shake asked her this. Okay, so that was tonight's plan. And then tomorrow, should I be?
Don't worry about tomorrow. Just go ahead and do your tonight since you're supposed to be there. You know.
You know the whole bullet bourbon coincidence thing? I think if it were genuine, she would have been in here going, "Oh my god, what? He's just been shot? At what time did this happen? Where's my receipt for the? That is so fucking weird." God, imagine if she'd have said that, huh?
Basically now, and I would
just
just
feel
wait.
like I shouldn't be going about my life as if it were normal. You know, like the kid. I don't know how to do
Well,
that.
and then you know what? You're gonna be able to call your parents soon, and then I think once your parents get here, they'll kind of be able to help guide you on what's
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
So don't worry about canceling tomorrow's plan. You have a bunch of time to do that in between, and
Okay.
this is, you know, the most important thing in keeping yourself the least amount of stress.
Come on now.
Sane, unstressed, whatever word you want to use.
So Robin kept telling me I had to call Jimmy.
Hey, can somebody do me a favor and clip together all of the times that Sarah, the victim advocate, touches her hair in this adapter nervous twitch she has? I mean, it's a lot of times. And she is so uncomfortable and intimidated. It's pretty hard to watch. You know, what I was saying about Chandler Halderson's girlfriend earlier, how she's had her life ruined through no fault of her own and will find it very difficult to trust her own judgment ever again and other people, and just totally changed her world. I think the same thing's happened to Sarah. When she watches this, she's going, "Oh my God, I'm terrible."
Did I call?
Who's
But also through no fault of her own, you know. It was the wrong assignment. You know, whoever gave her Wendi Adelson didn't know what they were doing. So they should be at fault.
Jimmy is my divorce attorney. So
and Robin's your friend that's
Robin's
not
a good
your
friend.
Was Robin the one that you were at lunch with?
No.
I would just, again, I don't think
Why
that
don't I
might
send an
be.
email to Jimmy Judkins and just ask if I heard there was an urgent matter? Do you need something?
if that would make you feel better, that's fine. Were you guys going through any new thing with your divorce?
I mean, I have a meeting that was coming up. So basically what happened is when we got divorced last summer,
Okay, guys, I think we're gonna play it until General Isom comes back in the room, and then we're gonna close it down for the night. Okay. And then tomorrow we're gonna finish up. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to get notifications about our next live stream. That's gonna be happening tomorrow, with wrapping up the Wendi Adelson interview. Then we're going on to Jeffrey Lacasse's triple trifecta testimony, witnessing the crumbling of a man who wished he was never involved with something that he never asked for. You know, it's destroyed him as a man, and we're going to be witnessing that crumbling together. So be sure to subscribe to that. Also on the docket, we are going to be looking at Christopher DeCoste and Tara Kawat's defense of Catherine Magbanower 2 times. That's 2019, 2022. One resulting in a mistrial, one resulting in a conviction. But we're going to be looking at it from the perspective of whether Tara Kawas and Christopher DeCoste were hired by Charlie Adelson or the Adelson family for the sole purpose of seeming like they were doing a good job in Catherine Magbanower's defense, but actually implicating her and exculpating Charles Adelson on the payroll. I mean, how the hell did Catherine Magbanower or her parents pay for those lawyers? 2 lawyers on a case like that, $100,000 each, easy, minimum. That's $250,000. There's no way, man. There's no way. That's Adelson money. And, you know, they had their office, the law office, was next to, shared a building or something with another business that Harvey was involved in. And it's so easy to do a payment that is not traceable. You just set up a holding company, have the funds transferred over there for a business acquisition, and you know the Adelsons. That's their whole bag. Is this weird like moving money thing? That's another thing we're going to be looking at. Is I'm willing to bet that Charlie Adelson is a big Sopranos fan, because there's all sorts of little like modernized, at least when it came out, modernized. You know, this is 20 years ago, but schemes, money-making schemes that are explained in The Sopranos that are so similar to the things that the Adelsons were pulling off. The kind of money transactions and weird little dodgy dealings, you know, and Ponzi schemes, this sort of thing that they were doing. And I could just totally imagine Charles Adelson watching The Sopranos and going, we can do this. We can set something like this up, and imitating what he gets from the Sopranos show. So I was thinking about doing an analysis video of some of those schemes and just seeing what the greater world, what the greater public think of the similarities between those models, you know. So I think we got about another 6, 7, 8 minutes until General Isom comes back in the room. Then we're closing down for the night. Subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. And let's play this out now.
When we got divorced last summer, the settlement agreement was that Daniel really wanted to stay in the house. So the agreement was that he would stay in the house and he would pay me my half of the house. And he had until like mid-October to do it, and he just didn't do it. And so I asked him, like, where's the money? Like, what happened? And he said, I have compelling reasons and I'm not paying it. And I said, well, what are the reasons? And he said, I'm not telling you. So I rehired my attorney and we filed a motion in court. It just keeps going on and on. But anyway, it's like taking.
Yeah, I have compelling reasons. You owe me $500,000 and you kept my grandmother's Holocaust diamond. I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean that his grandmother was in Auschwitz or something and got out with the diamond, that the Nazis didn't confiscate it? Because that would be incredible. Imagine what a privilege to have been gifted that. And what did she do with it? Sell it, I guess. Doesn't mean anything to her, does it?
Forever. You're a victim advocate. It's taking forever to get through court. It's teaching me to have a lot more patience as an attorney. But we have like a meeting coming up soon. It was supposed to be the 24th, and then Jimmy.
That's another good tactic she uses, where she elevates and demeans in the same sentence. You know this because you're a victim advocate, and obviously I know this because I'm an Adelson with educational accolades, academic accolades left, right, and center that I didn't blow anybody to get.
We just moved it to the 30th or the 31st. So that's why I feel like, what's the urgency if it's not about this? Like, what would he need to talk about?
When did he start sending this email?
Yeah, nothing's urgent. What? The filing that the judge has to rule on in August? That's not urgent. We're prepared, and no one took it seriously. No one took it seriously. Yeah, I could be disbarred from the Florida Bar of Law, but no one took it, which would be a huge public humiliation and blow because all our family cares about is status and reputation. And we didn't take that seriously.
This, like, I
Like a
actually,
voicemail or
I got one from Robin at 5 and one at 6. And that's unusual. And she's not like,
and I don't know, what's Rob, but she might have inklings of what's going on, and she might be in, you need to contact an attorney. But again, you're not being, looked at as a suspect. They're just clearing.
well, I'm trying to help. I mean,
And you have
Little irritated indignation there, huh? Well, I'm trying to help. What are you saying? I'm not being helpful? Well, I'm trying to help. God, that's passive aggressive.
it, and I think you and Investigator Isom have been able to communicate well with each other and everything.
Honey, it's General Isom, okay?
okay, so this, Jimmy sent an email to me. So when we had our hearing with the judge about whether Danny needed to pay me, the judge was like, you need to pay her the money. Like, we're going to hold you in contempt of
Which
court.
judge is it now? I know they just changed all the judges.
Is that what happened? Sounds like you're saying your version of events. Can we see some paperwork on that?
They do. So it was Judge Hobbs.
Before?
So like Judge Hobbs at that hearing. And she was like, I'm gonna put you in jail. Like, pay.
Is that the big black Southern Christian judge? That they were like, yeah, she'll love the fact that we're putting the Jewish kids into Sunday school because we're saving them from the wrong religion. Oh, these people.
Pay her the money.
Right.
And he was like, well, Your Honor, I have, I'm gonna file a motion for full custody of the kids, and I'm gonna file a motion for, he never did that, but like a motion for sanctions against Wendy's attorneys.
Yeah, he never did that. I don't have that as a motive at all. Like, ever.
Kristen Adelson, I don't know if you. So Kristen was my attorney, and so because he filed sanctions against my attorney, Kristen was like, I can't represent you anymore. I need to represent myself. Like, I need to be a witness in your case because he's impugning my professional reputation. So
that is Wendy's version of events, and we're gonna cut it off there, guys, because I want to get into that bit in a little bit more detail, and come back to it tomorrow, because that's pretty interesting what happened with Wendy's lawyer / friend withdrawing from the case, and I think it's a really interesting thing to unpack. So, hey, thank you all for watching, and be sure to come back tomorrow around the same time. What time zone are people in? I'm in whatever. See you in about 22 hours. Okay. Good night. Like, share, leave a comment, subscribe, and watch out for the Wendi Adelson sock puppet release, because everyone loves the sock puppets. We've got Daniel Rashbaum sock puppets coming, Wendi Adelson sock puppets coming, maybe even one for we need a really fat sock for Judge, what's his name? The guy in it's, I forget it. Is it Stevens? We'll come back to it. Look, we're picking it up tomorrow, guys. See you later. Good night. Love you all. Bye. Bye. Bye.